Hey guys, Jeff here from JB Customs. So I'm just doing an all keys lost on 2011 Toyota Corolla. Now, what I've done is I just used my airbag and a number 4 length pole to open the door. So probably chock in, opened up the door. They don't have deadlocks on these ones, so it was nice and easy just to pull the door. And then what I've done is I've just pulled the lock out, read the wafers. So on the wafers, obviously I've got a certain set of numbers. On these, you can have 4 as your deepest cut or 1 as your deepest cut. So obviously then, if you read your wafer and it's a 2, it's actually a 3, and a 1 is a 4. So it's easy. I'll stick a little information on the bottom so it's easy for people to understand. So anyway, what I've done is, and you have to remember on these locks as well that the door lock is number 3 to 10. The ignition is 1 to 10. Okay, so when you're trying to find what the biting point is, obviously on your door lock you've only got 8 cuts, whereas on your ignition you've got 10. So you have to use software. I mean, as you can see at the minute, this is the one that I use, which is Instacode. So just go back through. Toyota model is Corolla, and this one was a 15. There we go, ZRE 152R. Yeah, 2009 plus. So then if I go in there, and then you've got either 4 as your deepest or 1 as your deepest. Now, it doesn't really make which difference that you put it in, but if when you do 4 as your deepest, it does give you a little note, basically just saying that they may be reversed, so 1 equals 4, 2 equals 3. The adjacent cuts within pairs must be no more than 1 depth apart. Adjacent cuts within pairs. So obviously these come as 5 sets of pairs. Now, the adjacent cuts between pairs can be no more than 2 depths apart and no more than 3 consecutive cuts of the same depth. Okay, quite self-explanatory. And then, so if I go to find my biting point, so 1 and 2 are for the ignition, 3 to 10 are for your door lock. So anyway, I cut the key 4 being the deepest to start with. I found my biting point for that, and I just cut 1 because it doesn't matter what the first 2 numbers are, it should open the door lock. Okay, it just wouldn't work in the ignition. Now, I'm not with the car at the moment, so I did 4 as the deepest to start with, then that wouldn't open, so that's that key there. That wouldn't turn in the lock. So that makes us think that 1 is the deepest. So then I found the biting point for that, which is 2 seconds. Let's put that in. So we've got, where are we? 3, 4, 3. And then, so I put my code into there, find biting point, and Instacode. And then it gives you, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, we've got 9 different codes that it could be. So once I'm back at the car, I'll start cutting and we'll find out which one fits, and then I'll show you how to program the transponders and the remote in. Okay, back soon guys. Hey guys, right, so what I did was went through cutting the keys from the code on the door lock, all done. And obviously the ignition are 1 and 2, and then the door locks are 3 to 10. So cut them, tested it in the ignition, works absolutely spot on. So what I did was I then pre-programmed 2 remotes. These are KDIY remotes. Where are we? KDIY. So Australia, new Corolla, which is a 314 megahertz. Did that, and then the chip is a G chip. So I used an X-Horse chip, and what I've used is the large G, which is a DST80, to pre-program the 2 chips. Tested them with a KDIY just to prove that that's what they were. Then I used the IM508 to program the keys in. I didn't video the actual procedure, but it's pretty straightforward. So what I did was Toyota, Corolla, I went into other because they don't have an Australian one there. They've got Europe, Japan, but they don't have Australia, so I went into other. Key rather than prox. And then I went into immobilizer reset, all keys lost. So when I went in, obviously you can't communicate now, and it went through just I made 2 master keys because I tested beforehand and there were 2 master keys already in there. So wipe them 2 out, put the 2 new master keys in, and it's basically just key in, ignition on, ignition off, new key in, ignition on, ignition off, okay. Then it'll say put the key in, turn it on for 5 seconds, ignition off, new key in, back on for 5 seconds, then press OK on the IM508, and then you've got to turn the ignition on and off 5 times quickly, just with 1 key, and then that was it. Pressed OK again on the IM508, and then started up straight away. And then to program the remotes in, pretty much the same as the video I've got on for the Hilux, is driver's door open, key in the ignition twice, you'll hear it beep, make sure it only beeps twice, then you close the door twice, and you leave it open again, key in the ignition once until it beeps, key out, close the door twice again, leave it open, key in the ignition, shut the door, turn the ignition on, off, and as soon as you pull the key out, you'll hear the locks cycle. From there, you hold the lock and unlock button down. I like to hold it in for about 3 to 4 seconds. Then I let go. Then I press the lock button a couple of times. Normally takes a couple of times. Then you'll hear the locks cycle again. Then get the second key. Do the same again. Hold the lock and unlock button for 3 to 4 seconds. Then press the lock button a couple of times. And you'll hear the lock cycle. Then I turn the ignition on. Turn it off. Open and close the door, and then I try them, make sure they're all working, and this one absolutely spot on. So thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. If there's anything else you want to see, my email address is at the bottom. Flick us an email and let's see if we can make another couple of videos of it. Alright, thanks guys, bye bye.